Top of morning, laddies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Zuko had Helen, the one that's on the bottom of your screen that you could see, Helen, as a girlfriend. So, yeah. So, I'm basically, the same drill. So Zuko was, this is Zuko right here. So he has, I kind of did the fusion of the upgrade with accelerate into his design just a little. And if you haven't checked out the what if Deku had Jet Ray Girl, oh, that's what I call it, go check it out after this or before this video. So yeah, so he, same concept, but Zuko can basically, like, he could travel around the world faster than anyone. Faster than Tenya, faster than the speedsters users things. And so, yeah. That's why I keep saying this is all like fast. So, yeah. He basically, when Inko, it was the same thing as what I did in Jet version of it, or Jet Ray Girl Hill one, that Inko was experimenting, and well, in this one she was experimenting with accelerate species DNA to see if they can be a super soldiers like Gabe. It's kind of like the Frankenstein when he created his own monster kind thing, but with more modern technology. Like, so yeah, Zuko was basically did that. As, yeah, he basically they came out all wrong, but Zuko, or let's say Inko was also experimenting with upgrades DNA too. So they both like fused, or they both like sprayed onto Zuko or Inko accidentally, and she didn't get infected, but her child Zuko got infected. So yeah, then after Zumi and Zuko were born, they got rid of Zuko, put him on the side of the streets, and like he trained himself to go a little bit faster and faster, breaking the sound barrier. And he also does like craziest stuff. That like he could because he moves so fast. So yeah, then 15 or time skip him. Now during that time skip he was basically runs twice as fast as he does it like this time stopping thing like Accelerate does. But he notices when he touches like an item, it becomes a part of him. Just like how malware does it, but instead of disintegrating it, it becomes a part of his body, like copied it. As, yeah, he's of course, immortal too. So, yeah. Sorry. So, Zuko basically was. So now he enters into UA, and then he got Infinity. I'm skipping all that. But at the USJ, in the last video, Zuko got every student out, including the teachers, and he knocked out like a Nomu, like killed it, and he goes and like beats a snot out of Shiraki-sen as Zuko, was also fast enough to snake as the. Now on the villain side, All for One finds this interesting of because he's more interested in Zuko than One for All. So he decides to ask Kirigiri to teleport Zuko and to go home to him immediately. So, yeah, so Kirigiri warps Zuko and Shiraki-sen. So Shiraki-sen went to that bar. Zuko was at the villain's base as All for One says, you're pretty fast for a person that has moles on the feet. Yeah. As he literally had like what she has. As he runs twice as fast as. So, All for One says, he challenge you to the battle. As All for One says that to Zuko. So, Zuko was basically accepts, of course, and he's trying not to kill him All for One, but Zuko ends up killing him by grabbing him and like he used the ones that are on his like shoulders or his elbow blades thing. It cuts right through. Like, yeah, he basically cuts All For One up into only piece that was not cut up is his mask, and Zuko, who accidentally killed All For One, and the at USJ they weren't low tier villains, they were high tier villains, like super dangerous ones. Zuko took care of them in about 5 seconds, or 1 second. As yeah, as or actually before the battle started of All For One versus Zuko, Zuko was, or no, All For One says, you are the upgraded version of accelerate species, aren't you? As says, well, I thought I was human. Oh, you are the. But you ever wonder why that you have these powers? As All For One explains to Zuko that he is he was the experiment that got out right way. So basically, Zuko was got or he didn't get like slaughtered. He actually, after he went ultimate and accelerate. And if you want me to do the drawing of the ultimate accelerate, leave it in the comments below. I hope the ink tank or ink doesn't mind. I do not use their concept. I use mine own. So yeah. So Zuko was basically went full ultimate, and Zuko, who killed All For One, and yeah, and he rushed back, and because how fast he was at snuck up right behind the students as they all freak out like, Jesus, what happened to ya? And they were like, what happened to ya? We thought you were dead. Because they were high-end villains. And he says, nope. And, of course, as he's, like, mirroring back, as he goes in, I have something for All Might. So he goes in, and he sees All Might wrapping up the, like, remaining villains. As, hey, All Might, here, catch. As Zuko caught, or no, as All Might caught the something, as he looks at it, what's this? As he turns it, as he knows, Zuko, where did you get this from? Well, as he says, well, I'm really, first of all, I'm really glad that I'm back got teleported. So, and as All Might was like, ing, ing, honey, was kind of curious. As All Might, like, took Zuko off to the, like, so he tells him, how did you get this mask, by the way? Because only one person that wears it is actually All for One. As, like, where did you find it? And Zuko says, well, one of the villains teleported me to him, to their boss. And, of course, we talked. And then he challenged me to a death battle of the, like, all that stuff. As All Might says, so you accepted the death battle against the symbol of evil? Or, yeah. But I tried to keep him alive long enough for, like, to be in handcuffs, but he forced me to do it. So, I kinda, as he starts tearing up, as he says, as he knows that if he says, as it, the All Might got mad, as All Might, he knows that he did it, as he was the one that killed All for One, as All Might, he knows Zuko, who had, so he decide, or Zuko decides to go, as All Might says, there, I'm not mad. I know that you got accepted to do a death battle, like battle for survival thing. But next time, just let us know before. As Zuko agrees. And, of course, Zuko tells him, so that's why Zuko is, as he says, well, I know one thing, that, of course, now, during the rest of the, like, school thing, as Nizu had a suspicion of Zuko. So he does a, like, full body scan to see if there's any, like, bombs planted in him or line meter. When he passed, like, he doesn't, like, he didn't, not even one beep from it. It was straight line, as he was telling the truth. As, yeah. So Zuko was basically, and his blood thing, he was the combined species. As Nezu tells All Might that, of what? The I only could, as Nezu says, I only could think of two who species other than humans and us. The accelerate and the upgrade Hades species. As All Might was basically says that I thought they went extinct. No, they actually aren't. The upgrades age went extinct, but not the accelerates. There's only one rare person that has accelerate genetics. As it was her. But she was isolated from the world. So when she saw the news of a sports festival, but when she saw Zuko Midoriya at the sports festival, her eyes were, she had this like love interest. And when she saw him, her heart starts to thump really fast. She knows that she wants him. So yeah. So she decides, okay, where is he at? As she uses the technology, as she was, or he was at the China thing. So she says, I'll be there in about 5 seconds. So she ran super fast all the way to, and when Zuko was walking or like sliding around as like a pro hero he is, as she saw him and she ran right into him into a hallway, and she says, sorry, and you're just a man that I was, you're just a, or, as she, let's say she was the same age as Zuko, so, yeah. So he tells him that she's here for him to go on a date with him. So he accepts him, and as yeah, name only not naming, as yeah, as they both like, because he was in school, as yeah, so Inko knows that Zuko is her, like, her child, but she ends up telling herself that but when Astashi told Inko that, well, this Zuko kid and had beaten the number one villain by himself. As, yeah, Inko couldn't believe that, as Inko wanted to tell Asashi that about the work thing. Like she knows that if or she's already retired, so or actually she still works at there, but she tells Asashi what what the boss her boss wanted her to do was to create a soldier. So as she starts crying because she knows that he or Inko knows that if as Asashi was like, okay, so as she says, I failed about more times than I counted. But when or one of my co-workers helped, or he was pretty dumb in the brains, but he ends up spilling two glass cups full of accelerates and upgrades in species' DNA onto me. So, if she says it feels like it's all my fault for, as she knows, as Asashi tells her that, sweetie, you haven't done nothing. As she tells him that Zuko, or that kid, Hen, that little speedster one that has moles on his feet one, was actually his son. As Asashi didn't get mad, so he's happy about it. As he accepts him. As, yeah, so Zuko was basically got married to her, and then, yeah, all that stuff. Because Inko told Zumi, and then Inko and Asashi went with Zumi to see Zuko as, yeah. And Zuko was a number one hero that beats Hero Killer Stain. He also beats the Symbol of Evil, and he's also beaten Overhaul. Like, he literally, like, he does, like, everything. And so fast. As, yeah, he has his hero's career thing and his family. And because when he got introduced her to, or when Zuko introduces his wife to Inko and Sashi, they couldn't believe that Zuko actually has a wife that's, you know, that is the only species left on Earth. As their kids were pretty insane. They got it from their mother and their father. So basically, yeah. So the species of accelerate still lives on. Yeah. So now, and that's why I skipped the overhaul fight thing, because he already did save Ares, and so now probably the next one would be, what if Zuko had Yetia as a girlfriend. So yeah, her. So peace out, Cub Scouts.